You know, in my book, a book deserves a 5-star rating just for the situation I'm in right now, because I'm at work and all I can think of is Warcross and reading more. I'm like 120 pages left from that book, so it's like really a lot is going down right now, and all I want to do is read. And when that happens, because honestly this does not happen a lot, but if that happens, it's a 5-star book for me, simply for that fact. I mean, I gave other books 5 stars that are just great stories, but took me a bit longer. And we're talking novels here, not manga and comics, because I don't take a lot of time to read those. But a novel, if it's all I want to do is read that book, it deserves a 5-star rating. And I am going through this book quickly and quicker than I thought I would. So I can't wait to go home and read. I hope I'm not too tired to read, but if not, I will read tomorrow morning. And yes, because like this morning I started reading, and you know I usually read like a few chapters and then I get up and do shit. But this morning I totally forgot time. And when I checked the clock, it was 10:30, and I was like, holy crap, I need to do shit. So I had to force myself to get up, which doesn't happen often either. It's very rarely when it happens. And yes, I just want to read. So I love it. I actually ordered the second book today because I'm trash and I just can't stop myself from buying. But yeah, I'm fucking excited, honestly. So excited. I feel like more is gonna happen and there's gonna be a cliffhanger or something, and I don't know, but it's going a way I didn't expect to go. But I am so excited, and I really want to know more about Hideo Tanaka, the creator of the game, because he's so closed up and he doesn't reveal a lot about his personal life. And I know there's shit that happened in his life and I really want to know. So I love it so much. I'm so glad I read this book, or I'm reading this book. Like, I never thought I would be so invested into this, but who knew? But I'm happy about it. So I've read half an hour last night and 1.5 hours today, and in Warcross, and I'm on page 299, which means I have roughly 55 pages left to read. And honestly, I just want to read the 55 pages, which means that would take me another 1.5 hours to read, or an hour depending. And I have so much to do with it. I just want to finish it because it's so exciting, so much is happening, and it's just holy crap-a-roni. I didn't know it will go this far, but wow. I'm so excited. This is so good. I just want to read more. I'm contemplating about what to do. If I should just forget everything I have to do, ignore everyone around me and just finish this. We get visitors in like an hour and a half, and I don't know. I'm just gonna go and see how much I can read. So I'm gonna continue now. Fuck everything. So I actually managed to stay away from Warcross this morning. I read one more chapter before I couldn't read anymore because I got distracted and then people came over and all that, so I haven't finished yet, and it's already 10:30 in the evening, so this is when I usually get really tired, but I'm gonna try and see if I can finish this book now. I'm on page 312, which means I have about 40 pages left, which should be fine. So I'm gonna try and finish this now. Well, I only managed to read one chapter because I'm too tired, because I woke up at like 20 to 6 a.m. this morning and my tiredness is sinking in now, and yes, so I'm just gonna go sleep and tomorrow morning I'm gonna finish it. I've read 10 pages now, so I've got like 30 left, so it should be fine. I just finished Warcross and oh my god, I don't know how to feel. Like, the last 100 pages were such a roller coaster, and I don't know how to process the ending. Like, it's not the ending, but just the ending of the book. There's like a favorite character, and then that character is doing something and I'm just like, no, why? And then there's so many questions, and I can see the reasoning behind the characters doing what they're doing, all of them. And there's one plot twist that I guessed. Well, it was a wild guess, but I guessed it right. But there were so many plot twists, and I'm just like, but I love this. This kept me on edge. And you know what's the best thing about this whole thing? It's only the 24th of May, which means I still have 6 days left to read, and I've read both books because I've gotten through this a lot quicker than the first book. I would have gone through it quicker if I would have let myself read more, but obviously, as you know, I had to stop myself. So yes, it took me about 8 days. So, and I guessed 14 days for the book, so now I have 6 days left to read my comics. So I should be able to complete this readathon. So I'm on a roll about this. I have to let this sink in, and as I said, I ordered the second book and I can't wait for the second book to arrive. It will go on my summer TBR, which I will upload soon, probably next week-ish. So yes, I just fuck. It's so good. It's really good. I really enjoyed this. I really did. I gave it 5 stars because, as I said, it deserves it for keeping me on edge all through this time. And I hope the second book doesn't disappoint, because sequels are usually not as great as the first one, but we'll see. But for now, book number 2 done. I even forgot what this was for the challenge. I think it was just read a book by an Asian author. I think that was the first challenge. I think that's what that was for. So yes, Warcross done. So since I finished Warcross, I can start with my comics. So the first one I'm gonna read is The Breaker, which is for the Korean part of the Asian readathon. I'm gonna read this first because it's the biggest book of all, so I'm gonna try and go from the biggest to the smallest. Well, yeah. Can't tell how many pages Miss Marvel will have compared to Banana Fish, but Banana Fish is gonna be my last if I can manage it like that, because I have like the first 10 volumes and I want to read like on a continuous, so I can continue into the next month with Banana Fish, so I can like binge it. So yes, this is my plan. Also, you might have figured this is in German. So, since people would like to hear me speak German, or like people speaking their own language in general, I can read you the back. So it says, wer nicht kämpft, hat schon verloren. Ji-Woon wird an der Highschool von einer üblen Gang drangsaliert. Als der Lehrer Jun-Woo an die Schule kommt, entdeckt Ji-Woon, dass dieser ein überragender Martial Arts Kämpfer ist. Ji-Woon ist nun entschlossen, von ihm zu lernen und ebenfalls ein starker Kämpfer zu werden und in Jun-Woos mysteriöse Welt der Kampfkunst einzutauchen. So that was German, and basically this is about this guy being bullied by a gang. And then there's a new teacher coming into the scene, and this new teacher is an amazing martial arts fighter. And so this guy is willing to learn from this teacher and to become a strong fighter, and he's gonna dive into the mysterious world of fighting and martial arts. So yeah, so there's probably loads of blood and loads of fighting. So I've just read about half of The Breaker. It's really weird in German because I don't usually read manga or any comics in German, so this is like really weird to read. But yeah, other than that, it's kind of hilariously dumb. At like the beginning, it's still like the teacher's a bit silly and he's a ladies' man, and just it's made by guys, you can tell, but I enjoy it, so I'm curious how this volume ends, and I hopefully can get the other 4 volumes at some point soon. But yeah, so far it's fun. So I'm ready to go to bed. I mean, not to sleep, just to bed. And I'm gonna continue reading The Breaker. As I said this morning, it's hilariously silly because the facial expressions and the way people react is like very over the top, but that's like very normal for manga. So manhwa is just very similar to manga when it comes to that. And so basically the story is, as I said, it's about this teacher who comes to this school, and it actually turns out that he is not an official teacher. Like, I don't want to spoil too much about this, but there's like a lot more going on behind the scenes. Also, given the fact that his martial art is very advanced. Like, if you watch Magi or read Magi, it's kind of Morgana. You know, like the strongness when she fights, like how she makes holes in the floor and all that because her feet are very strong. Like, this teacher guy in here is kind of in a similar thing. Like, he's like out of this world kind of strong. I'm not really sure if this is like, if there's like influences in this sort of fighting style, like, you know, like some Captain America serum kind of thing that goes on here, because I'm not that far in to tell, but there's something, I feel like there's something extra that is helping these people to be strong. And there's like this whole group of, it seems to me, either bad people or there's just like some underground behind closed doors thing going on that I'm not sure just yet what it is, but there's something going on. Like, this teacher is actually working for somebody and he has to go to this school undercover, and there's like a lot of things that are hidden from people, and it's like all going down like underground or something, and this teacher is working for them, and this guy who is getting bullied just like is always in his way, and he asks him to help him to teach him martial arts and to become a better fighter. And I feel like what I can gather from this story is I feel like this boy is gonna get involved with that whole, I want to call it mafia thing. I'm not sure what it is exactly just yet, but there's some shit going down in the underworld. Not underworld with demons or something, just like, you know, mafia kind of thing. And yes, so I'm gonna continue reading this and see where this is going. It is most certainly interesting. Like, the premise of it is just over the top hilarious because that teacher is just being really, I don't know how to say this, he acts like he's the greatest guy on the planet, and he's like sometimes being really dumb, kind of. And he has to watch out that he's not revealing himself, like what his real mission is here, and that he's not actually a teacher. And so that's what makes it kind of dumbly, stupidly hilarious, because just the teacher is acting a bit silly. So that's where this comes in. But there's a lot of dark shit going on, I can feel, in this story, and I can't wait to see what it is. So I'm gonna continue now and stop babbling because I'm talking way too much. Yes. Look at all the dust. My God. Also, I really like how floppy this is. So like it's really nice to read. I like when it's like that. When omnibuses are this floppy, it makes it so much easier to read, especially when it's a paperback. So yes, I'm really liking this on this manhwa. So I just finished The Breaker and it had to end on a cliffhanger. So now I need to get the second volume very soon. It got very exciting in the last few chapters, so I'm excited for more. And now I'm gonna read Miss Marvel Volume 5. What I love about Miss Marvel is that she's like Spider-Man. She still goes to school and has to like be an Avenger, but at the same time still has to live with her family and be home in time and go to school and all that. And it's kind of hilarious, and you know, she's like so frustrated with schoolwork, and it's funny. I love it. So I'm excited for more of this now. So this morning I finished Miss Marvel Volume 5 and I loved it. She got in a lot of trouble. She made her own trouble and made it even more trouble. But it was fun to read, and it was cute, and I liked the family bonding and all that stuff and the friendships. But this made me weak and emotional and sad. I'm forever a changed person. So yes, but yeah, I really liked it. And with that, I actually have one more comic to read for the Asian Readathon, which is really good because I'm so proud of myself. I still have time. It's only the 27th of May, so I still have 3 days to go to finish this manga, and it's gonna be no problem at all. And I also have this extra webcomic that I added to the list. But yes, the last read for the Asian Readathon for me is gonna be a Banana Fish Volume 1, and I'm hella excited for this. I use this as my last one so I can continue reading it into the next month, because I'm gonna read like the first 10 volumes of this, hopefully. I think I need to check again if I actually have all 10 volumes, but yes. So I wanted to keep this for last, so if it's really good and I'm excited for more, I can just read more. So yes, that's the last read, and this month's almost over, so it means next month we're gonna have a new TBR video, summer TBR, so there's gonna be some new shit on there, and I'm gonna do a wrap up of all of my reads I've done for the Asian Readathon. And yes, so I'm gonna read this now or tomorrow or in the next 3 days, and then I will wrap this vlog up and the Asian Readathon. So here we go. Banana Fish Volume 1. I haven't read a lot of shoujo. I mean, it is shoujo. but it looks like it's some dark shade shoujo, so I'm here for it. Also, I think gay characters, I think, so it's exactly my thing. Action and male-male relationships, hopefully. So let's see if I like this as much as other people do. So it's already May 29th. It's the second to last day of the Asian readathon. And I'm actually almost done, and I'm very proud of myself that I managed to read all the books on my TBR and to complete all the challenges. I only have half of Banana Fish to read. And I also have the extra webcomic that I added that doesn't actually count to my challenges, because after this I will have finished all the challenges, but I wanted to check it out anyway because I heard really good things, and I'm here for interactive webcomics, so I'm gonna check that out later. But now I'm just gonna finish up this. I do enjoy this. I mean, I'm only halfway through, so there's not a lot happening just yet, but it's very kind of, once again, like the Breaker. It's, yes, but yeah, anyway, it's kind of crime oriented again. There's like this, again, mafia type of thing going on, and it actually plays in America. So it actually plays in New York in the 80s. And so there's like a lot of like American characters in here. And it's about this guy named Ash. And he's in that clan thing, that mafia group, whatever, crime group. And he goes against his boss now because something happened to his brother back in the Vietnam War, and I don't know, I haven't read too much yet, but he has found out stuff about his clan, and now he wants to figure out and find out more behind his boss's back. So there's gonna be a lot of bullshit happening later on, I can see. And this guy in the front, he's basically, I don't know who he is exactly just yet, because he only just came into the picture where I am with reading, but he's from Japan, and he's like some photographer, and I think he gets mixed up into the whole thing later on, I can see, because he's gonna, I don't know how he gets involved, but probably wants to, I don't know. But he gets involved in the whole shenanigans, and so they meet, I assume, and probably there's gonna be more later on. I have no idea, because as I said, I have not read enough to say, but I like it so far because it's exactly what I like in male stories. I'm always like saying, please give me like recommendations on male stories where it's like angsty and shit goes down and action and all that stuff, and I feel like this is probably something like that. I can't tell yet. If you know, let me know. But I'm excited to read more of this, so that's what I'm gonna do now. Also, one side note that I was a bit confused in the beginning. It's like this, it plays in the war. I think it's with his brother, the scene with his brother back in the war. But when I look at this page, there's like different people, but to me they all look the same. So I can't even tell, like, this is a person, this is a person, and this is a person, I think. But they're 3 different persons, but they all look like very similar because they're drawn very similar. So in the beginning I was very confused about this whole thing. Like, all the white people look the same. So like when you look even at this page, there's some older guy and some younger guy, but their faces are like very similar, just that he has facial hair, which makes him a bit older than the other guy. But other than that, like, the eyes and everything is like the same. So in the beginning I was very confused about who is who. So that was the only thing that confused me. So, but other than that, I really like this. I'm excited to see where this is going, because I think there's some drug involved that he found out about, and so probably he's gonna be hunted by this crime lord, and he gets in touch with him, or I don't know, and there's shit going down, and I'm excited. I'm here for it, and yes. Oh, also I'm curious to see how this manga looks like in original, because everything is like actual English, because obviously they're Americans, but when the Japanese, the 2 guys talk together in Japanese, it looks like this. So I'm curious if the original manga has like a mix between Japanese and English, or if it is all Japanese and with the brackets in the English one. So I don't know, but I always find this interesting. So I just finished this first volume, and boy, this is straight out of a gangster movie, and I'm so here for it. There's like a lot of shit went down in that second half, and I'm so excited for volume 2, and I'm gonna read this like tomorrow probably. So yes, I am loving this, and this Japanese guy is so cute. I love when he speaks in his broken English. It's so cute. So I'm excited for more, so I'm definitely gonna read more of the series. Right, so now I'm gonna check out this web comic because I'm curious. Right, so this is the page. It's really dark. It's www.sbs.com.au/theboat, and it says you should use headphones. I have them here, but I'll leave them out for a second to see. So let's see what this is about. Yeah, I love it. Look at this. So I think this is Vietnamese. It's a Vietnamese author and artist, so yes. Also, it's like a novel, but with like sound effects, so that's cool. So yes, I'm gonna go read this now. I'm gonna use my headphones, and if you're interested in this, I'm leaving the link down in the description so you can check it out yourself. But yeah, this is the last thing I'm gonna read for this Asian readathon now. I just finished The Boat, and wow, it's actually based on a true story about the Vietnam War in the 70s, before the fall of Saigon. And this webcomic was actually made by somebody else than the actual person who did the story, but because in the credit it says based on the story by. And it's actually really, I don't even know how to process it, because it's so dark with the art, because the art style is like very kind of creepy. So, and with the sound effects, you never knew what's gonna come. And it was a really good experience, because you felt like you're part of the story. And I really like this interactive webcomic idea, and I have to find more of those, because it's very interesting to read a comic this way, because it's like a mix of reading a physical book and having the audiobook also present, and it makes it so different, like a different experience, because it's just with the sounds and everything, it just makes it more real. But yeah, it's based on Vietnam War, which is interesting, because Nana Fish starts the same way, because on the first page it says Dong Tam, Vietnam, June 1973, 22 months before the fall of Saigon. So that's kind of, I didn't even know that, but it's interesting that there's like parallels to both of these stories. But yeah, it was really good. Like, I leave the link down in the description, so you should check it out as well. It's 6 chapters long, so it doesn't take you that long to go through it, and it's just really interesting to just let it slide. I put on full screen and auto scroll, so it just slowly went up, and there's like new stuff coming. And I only paused it when it was like a lot of text, and I couldn't read that fast because I'm not that fast of a reader. And there's like real pictures, like real footage also present here, like from actual pictures from the war from that time, which makes it even more real and sad. And it's really good, it's so well done. And the idea of this interactive webcomic is so nice. Like, the amount of work that was put into this, and just getting everything together, I just don't know how people do this, and it's incredible, and I'm amazed by it. And then you have this actual real story that took place, and it's just sad, but it's really good as well. So you should definitely check this out if you want to. But yeah, this was the last story for my Asian readathon, which means I'm actually done. So I've read 1,000 Beginning and Endings, which is the group book, and it has a lot of stories by different Asian authors. Then I've read Warcross, which was written by a Chinese American author, but the story played in Japan. It has a Japanese American main character. It has a Chinese American main character. It has a Japanese character. It has two gay characters. It has a guy in a wheelchair. And I've read The Breaker, which is a Korean one. I've read Miss Marvel, which has a Muslim character in America. and I've read Banana Fish, which is Japanese, and I've read The Boat, which is Vietnamese. So that was an experience. I've never read so many different Asian stories. Like, I usually just into Japanese stuff all the time, but it was interesting to branch out, and I want to find more manhwa, like Korean ones, and maybe see if I can find a good Chinese one as well, and just read more stories by Asian people, because it's just really interesting, the different aspects of each story, the different backgrounds. And yes, this readathon was awesome, and I am definitely on board to do it again next year in May again. And yes, it was a great month. It was a great experience. I can't believe I actually made it. I finished the readathon. I actually managed to read all 6 books that I planned to read, which is amazing given the fact I can barely read 1 novel in a month, and now I've read 2 novels plus 4 comics. So yes, that was a good month. It was a good month. So yes, this is it for the Asian readathon. This is it for my Asian readathon vlog, and I'm gonna stop this here because this is gonna be a long ass vlog because I'm talking so much. But yes, it was great. Definitely here to do it again next year. Thanks to Cindy and everyone else involved in this readathon. And yes, this is basically it. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.